Hello, and welcome to Old Gray Bricks. Welcome, everybody. We are super glad you are here hanging out with us on a Thursday night. Looks like we're going to have some folks in the chat. Brick Bunnies is in. Pink Wheels is here, but she's not here. She's doing school things with her daughter. So I don't think socially she's ready for that and us tonight. So I think she's peopled out, as I would say. Anyway, welcome everybody to our Thursday night live, where we're going to be old man talking about dots and complaining about dreams and all those kind of things. Also I'm building a thing. Hopefully I'll have it ready for our next couple of shows for town, and Mr. Sandlin has done that, so we're building off brand for tonight. That's pretty cool. So let's do a quick spin around the room. Let's see, Jeff and Wyndon, what is going on in Canada?
Rain/snow, depending where you live. Beyond that, not too bad. I was just saying to the guys before the stream we went live that I'm using a lot of these pieces, and it's too late to get them ordered directly from Lego. So I quickly made a bulk order from one of the stores I use in Quebec. And I did an order yesterday, and I added a few pieces to it today again because I thought, you know what, I need some more stuff. They haven't processed the order, and I'm starting to worry. And just before the stream started, I was looking, trying to gather the parts I might need to build with while I'm in the stream, and I grabbed my bin of parts that I've kind of collected over the past few weeks, and I found a whole bag of these sitting here. So awesome, because I can continue building, but I just spent $40 on parts that I don't actually need. So I know that guy.
Hey, there he is.
Look at these guys. How's it going?
Yeah. What's going on, man?
I don't know. What are you guys doing?
We're Lego things. And Legoing. Yep, people saying hello. So Brick Bunnies TV is coming to ABC. That's pretty cool.
Yes, they are.
That's cool.
Yeah. Awesome.
What?
Awesome.
Brick Bunnies.
Hey, Bricksmith.
Exactly.
Well, sure.
The one thing I won't say that I don't like about this event so far or not. It's just that there's not an attendee list. Oh, I didn't know we were going to go back to me.
Yeah.
So I'm hearing rumors that there might be some people there, but because it's not, you haven't seen it. It's like, okay, I don't know if people are going to be there, and I think that helps draw the crowds too, right? Like when you see the list of attendees at Brickworld, suddenly it's like, oh, they're going. I want to go too, right?
Right.
So,
Right.
I mean, I know it's still a small convention and stuff. Like I'm guessing under 100 people will be there.
Most likely. I don't know though. Like I said, we don't know.
Yeah, well, because the reservation system for the meal on Saturday night was like 100 seats. So I'm assuming.
Well, you have to remember that. So this show is going to be interesting because Brick Fair, Alabama is not happening this year.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And so I think people who are normally used to coming to Alabama are just deciding to shift. And this show is new enough where the organizers probably won't be prepared for the amount of people who will actually probably arrive.
Let's hope not. Let's hope not. I like them, but come on, let's have some fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're not complaining. We love Nick and Amanda who are running it, and we want for them to have an amazing show.
That was definitely not a down comment. What I'm meaning is that I think they're going to get a big surprise.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
And speaking of big surprises, look, Bricksmith's here.
Hey.
What? I like the glasses. What happened to part of your screen right there? What's up with
that part?
Yeah.
I'm saving Brittany from having to get up, but I'll put something up there. Hang on.
I don't know what that means, but
there. Wait, no, that's not it. Nope. How about?
Are you using
no, not at all. I don't know what OBS is.
OBS.
No.
Wow. You've technologied up on us, man.
I'm impressed that your computer can handle that.
Oh no, the computer is stronger than the TV. So But yeah. So we used to have one for just regular streaming, but then I broke it and Britt hasn't fixed it yet.
And that'll happen. That'll happen. I love the fact that Britt is the IT in your house.
Oh yeah, heavily. by leaps and bounds over me. I can't believe I clicked over.
So I got to ask the quick question though. So I mean, you're coming to ABC. You're not coming Saturday either. Saturday.
Yes, we are.
Holy cow!
Bringing the crew, man. Me, Brittany, Jams.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I wouldn't miss it.
That's cool.
I'm even more excited than I already was.
Well, good. I hope I win Lego.
It'll be the last time that I can stack that. I mean, that I can.
That's right. We are going to have some leadership changes in our lug, which is pretty cool. And
new blood.
New blood. I love it. Love it.
So, okay, before I get up off the big screen, I want there to be an announcement.
All right.
The castle will not be coming in the full 25 faceplates.
Well, then I'm not going.
Well, I don't blame you. It will be the front. So it's going to be 5. It'll also be the keep. It'll also be this little guy, which Jamie built. And it will also be my medieval chapel Hilton. So, and the glasses will be there.
Well, that's the magic right there.
Yeah, man.
That's the magic.
Well, cool.
I just wanted everybody to know that I didn't get it finished. Whatever. Love me anyway.
It's all good.
We do.
You better.
But 2 weeks later, you can bring it to Atlanta BrickCon.
No. That he's referring to.
That's what I'm referring to.
Well, then you still have 2 weeks to get it finished.
The only way that's going to happen is if you bring your ass down from Canada and help me.
I
Sorry for using the wordy dirt.
I am bringing my butt down from Canada, but that's to go to Atlanta BrickCon. I don't think I can swing through, Florida on my way there.
What do you, Britt says you need to bring her some all-dressed chips. We'll send you money if you need to.
No, well, consider it done. I'll add it to my list.
He's going to add it to his list.
No problem.
He says thank you.
No problem.
Can you bring us some Canadian Oreos made with real sugar?
Ooh. Hold on now.
Let's not get crazy here.
One of my hockey friends has a standing request to any of us in the hockey league. When we go to Canada, he asked us to bring back 2 packages of real sugar Canadian Oreos because he believes that he can taste the difference between the high fructose corn syrup Oreos and the real sugar Oreos.
I'm too greedy to tell the difference.
I'm assuming a selection of Canadian chocolate bars will be appreciated as well.
You
If they're
bring
made with
any
real
food.
sugar. Sure.
Yeah. If you just
Thanks,
bring
Brick
food,
Bunnies
we'll
as
do it.
well.
Yeah, you're
We'll be
getting
good.
double the Canadian, triple the Canadian, because Ben and Bonnie.
Listen,
are coming.
Meredith, you're going to have to share.
What all Canadians are coming?
Well, Brick Bunnies is Ben and Bonnie, and myself. I don't know if there's other Canadians coming. Lego Masters are apparently going to be there, but I don't know which Lego Masters have been invited. Other than I think Tim Kroll is the only name I actually saw as someone doing a presentation.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm assuming other Masters are going to be there because they did do a meet and greet with Lego Masters. So
Well, I mean, even are local.
yeah, this
Yeah.
is true too. Okay, fair enough.
Actually, now that you say that, I feel like I need to reach out to Philip and his wife and see
You
if they're
should.
coming.
That'll be cool.
Because he mentioned something about it, but I kind of lost thought of it until just now.
He owes me a beer.
That's a valid point right there.
I mean, there's no other reason to come down but the fact that he owes me a beer.
I know because they've got family down here, so he said that might be a thought. So I don't know. It might be too late for me to have asked, but we'll see. We'll see.
Never too late, Dana. What's he going to say? No.
Yeah, you could say.
Yes, you could say no. All right, I'm trying to figure out how to mount my burger on my restaurant, but
And you know what? That's not even the strangest thing I've heard from you today. So
no, Truth. It's been one of those days. All right, Matthew, what's up, man? How are you tonight?
So with all the rain we've gotten down here in the last couple of days, we've got daffodils. Oh my gosh, look, it's daffodils.
Ooh, those are awesome.
Flowers.
Flares. You gotta say it like the real Southerners. Flares.
Flowers.
We got us some flares.
Fires.
We are dotting away. And my mega project that I thought would take 2 years might only take 6 months if my wallet can keep ordering more parts. I don't know. It seems to be coming together. I'll probably end up just waiting for bulk lug to get the last pieces, but no, I'm having fun. I'm doing a lot of dotting and I'm building flowers. That's pretty much it since Monday. Not a lot else. Start of the semester, I came home and the husband had made dinner and I took the power 15-minute nap. I got on here. I guess somehow I knew I needed to wake up like 5 minutes till 8 so I could get on. So I didn't sleep through the show this time, so that's good.
Matt, have you decided what you're gonna do for the backing?
And here's the
60
dots.
Oh wow.
That's my Carol.
Those barbecue chips.
To answer your question,
Yes.
though,
All right.
Those are barbecue chips.
to answer your question though, Jeff, we consulted another big mosaic builder, and his recommendation was definitely to go with the Technic plates
Okay.
and to use zip ties and poles for reinforcement on the backing. So
You broke Canada.
Matt, do you want me to bring the 15 extra I'll have now because
Yes.
assuming my bricks and pieces order comes in?
Yes,
Well, we're about to
I will
work-
happily take them. Don't
Okay.
don't offer them to Dana. I'll happily take them.
Well, I'm staying at your house, so you know.
that's
Good
that doesn't
point.
mean I won't break into Matthew's house and steal them. I mean,
Break in. You probably still have a key from the last time you fed my
I have a
cat.
key.
So
Maple Avenger.
Dana's just gonna want to sleep over when you're here, and then we can all hang out and talk till 4 a.m. like every night. And Dana's wife can actually go to bed. Although she'll have to feed like the 18 cats that they have, so maybe that won't work out.
Wait, there was a small gill sighting, and then he's left.
Yeah, he's probably trying to work out his phone. Hey, I just texted Dom, and he said he would be coming
Okay.
to ATL BrickCon.
Cool.
I am
And
not surprised that Dom will be here. Now the question will be if Ethan comes with him or not.
I don't know the answer to that, but Dom
Ethan
said,
would have to come from Texas. They are very far apart when it comes to geography and math.
Yeah. Dom said he's going to be there and a few other TikTokers. So I don't know who that is, but you know, people.
Jillian will be there. I think Lego Joey said he's coming.
Ooh, Lego Joey.
Yeah.
I-
Well,
I-
he confirmed that. Ryan confirmed that Monday,
Yeah,
or
'cause
whenever
he
we
asked
talked
for
to
the-
Ryan.
He asked for the
because,
time off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the time off. That's right. So
I just am recently a fan of Lego Joey because he reached 5,000 Instagram followers, and I was like, congrats. And then I clicked on his page and I looked through his stuff, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm totally following him. He's got some great freaking builds. I'm all excited about that.
did you not see him at Chicago and he hung out with him? We talked to that guy. He's hung around. What?
Dude, there are people that I talked to in Chicago that you never met. So logically, there's going to be people you met in Chicago that I never met. It works both ways, you know.
This is the guy that
Actually-
built the Yellow Castle Nexonite thing. I mean, Isn't that what Lego Joey? He did that, I believe.
Yes.
I was in Chicago for 5 days and I didn't meet everybody.
I
But
mean,
it's Lego Joey.
I know,
Lego
but
Joey.
again, I mean, I have mentioned multiple people who I met in Chicago, and you guys are all like, who? A bunch of owls. So, but no, I did not meet Lego Joey when we were in Chicago, and I was sick when he was on the show with us. So it's hard to explain.
Oh, there you go. I want to know what we sound like in double speed, actually. And the slow is just the draw coming back out. So you be all right, buddy. So
That's just Chris.
that's
Once
right.
Chris gets
Well,
started, it's just best to let him finish.
and people say that we talk slow when we take syllables out, unless we add more in. Because I talked to a lady who called me curious. There's 6 syllables in that word right there. So
She called you what?
she said, "Hey, curious, how are you?" So
Okay.
us. There we go. That's how it is.
There you go.
Anyway, back to Matt. Matt, how are you this evening?
The same as I was 10 minutes ago.
Eating tater chips.
So, I will say it was kind of funny. Ended up, I don't remember now how I started talking about it. Class has just started for us this week, and so I have 2 classes back to back. So I had some students that I actually let them out early. I'm so generous. And I had 2 students who were chatting with me, and somehow I ended up talking about Lego and building stuff. And I was amazed at how much they knew about Lego. I mean, these are just 2 random students who were hanging out after class. So I don't know. I guess sometimes I forget that it's a mass pop culture thing and not just like a really narrow niche hobby. So
Did they know what an AFOL was?
I did not ask that question. I will say that about my name, that I was sad to hear that ... is going away. But I will also say that I only bought dots pretty much when they were on clearance. So I didn't like paying full price. I like the fact that dots ended up pushing more colors into the parts availability. And I loved buying them when they were marked down, but I always thought they were a little overpriced in the price per part category. And as I showed you with my camera, I'm working on a massive mosaic project, and these are just the parts. I have more dots over there on the other table, but it's going to require 98,000 dots and change, and I'm already like halfway on the way to dots. The biggest problem is these mosaic plates, which I think I'm going to keep building with. They're like $3 a piece. Oh, I'm not supposed to. They're $3 a piece on an opportunity to order large amounts of Lego that I won't name.
Or you could say that they're $3.10 a piece on a German Bricklink page, and that will still suffice. That will still suffice.
Yeah.
However,
and,
I got to red alert you there. You almost slipped up. So.
However, I do have to point out, Matthew, that no, you're not. I mean, there's no real reason to be sad that Dots is going away because Lego Art is not going away.
Yeah.
And those are really the sets that you were getting on clearance that were getting you the right pieces.
Yeah, but with Lego Art, you're losing. I don't think the palette will be as good as the Dots had, right?
Yeah,
like
yes,
dark purple. Dark Dots would probably be the only way we would have got dark purple in any way, most likely.
No, I bet you something's going to come out that'll have purple in it.
We can hope.
There's got to be. I would normally have agreed with you, but I'm still hopeful for the Lego gods, and they will grant us purple.
Well, this pack I picked up right here has light gray pie wedges, which is good, and it has the highlighter color and everything, and it also has. It's got a lot of good colors in it. It's got trans blue sparkly, but anyway, but anyway, yeah, that pack right
everybody.
there. Yeah.
Oh, kitty!
We had kitty.
Kitty.
Are we going to have a cat fight? Cat fight? Cat fight! Okay.
There you go. You're on camera. You're internet celebrity cat. Okay.
Yes, you are. Anyway, but we will get into
this
that.
Little girl. This little girl's 18, and she got an old lady cat injection that's supposed to help with arthritis and old cat joints, and it worked. I mean, she actually ran down the stairs this last week, so she's feeling a little chipper. Yeah, I may need one of these injections myself of these, as I get older.
Was that like a turducken? They shoved another cat in her? Is that what you said? An old lady cat injection. So I didn't know.
I don't know.
Again, this is not the weirdest thing coming out of Chris's mouth today.
Oh, hey, you want to hear the
Between-
dad joke of the day? I got a dad joke for you. Ready? Here we go.
Sure.
So a guy, he's a truck driver, and he loses 3 fingers on his hand, right, in an
Yeah.
accident. So he's talking to the doctor about his hand, and he goes, "Hey, doc, will I ever drive again?" He goes, "Maybe, but I wouldn't count on it." So there you go. More of an Alabama
don't
joke,
get it.
guess, but can't count on it
Yeah.
anyway. So
Wow.
If you have to repeat it, the joke wasn't there.
it was
Thank you,
awesome.
Paul. Oh my.
That is almost as funny as I'd give my left arm to be ambidextrous, which is my favorite. Anyway, all right, Mr. Sandlin and Small Paul, how are y'all this evening?
Good.
We got Small Paul in the house.
Small Paul.
Finally here.
That's a
You got
killer
anything?
shirt,
Small
Paul.
Paul, you got anything you got going on?
No.
No. Nothing. You're not gonna talk about anything.
No dragons.
New Lego, idiot.
Well, I mean, I don't know if you have anything new, but I don't know if you had any like Small Paul adventures to talk about or something.
I'm a big fan of the Small Paul Adventures.
Okay, well, I worked on my Chinese food restaurant.
Woohoo!
Got that going.
You're shrimpy.
Yep, it's got the big shrimpy sign.
Is that a shrimp or is that a crab?
It's a shrimp.
You're shrimpins.
So, yep, I was just I put some trash in the alleyway
Wait,
there.
what is the tan stuff?
It's supposed to be a cardboard box.
Is there going to
Oh.
be dead cats in there? Oh.
Can you take the top off?
And it's got the
Oh.
it's got the people inside having their dinners, so we can remove
Why
the.
did you put one of the hidden side characters in here?
I don't know. Maybe he's hungry. See,
You got the hidden side character, dude. Having a chicken leg or something. Chocolate and candy.
they're having
What? I like
they're
candy.
having dinner, and yeah, it was kind of fun to make a little building for the club display. What is that, next week?
Mm-hmm.
We have a
So-
meeting this. We have a meeting on Saturday.
Yeah, we have a club meeting on Saturday.
Yeah, we do.
Hey, did you do that on Mills or is that a regular plate?
I was told that our town and train display is not on Mills, so I did not Mills this.
Oh, so maybe I can go ahead and send my brew pub and stuff with you guys this weekend if somebody will take them.
I don't know.
I would happily trade you Lego for a Nintendo Switch game.
I don't know where that came from.
Yeah.
On Tuesday. I would happily trade you on Tuesday for a Nintendo Switch game today.
So yeah, not too much new going on. Just I've been working on this little thing, and I was sort of.
Yeah, my dog's being crazy.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know when Gil popped in, but
There he is.
Yay.
the quote in chat.
Gentlemen,
Fried shrimp, you say?
Mm.
Tell the beavers that power your connection to pedal faster.
no, it's the moose that assembled my phone. Apparently,
Well, your voice is sideways. Can you fix that?
Oh, somebody's got some echo.
That's awesome.
Hang on.
Because I yelled.
Yeah, I can't. Am I echoing?
No, it was my fault for yelling. But I figured, never mind.
Yeah, I'm on my phone because if I try to use this computer, it was assembled like 1997 with the time I had hair. So yeah. But,
It's bad when we use the late 90s as like antiques. You know what I'm saying? It's weird to talk about that, you know?
It hurts, is what it
The
does.
late 1900s.
Dude, you're talking to an antique, man.
Awesome. Let's go to Gil. Gil, how are you doing? What's going on in your neck of Canada?
Not too much. We're having a pretty southern winter. It's kind of rain and nothing, so it's gross. But yeah, not too much. A lot of, well, I mean, you can kind of see behind me here. I'm kind of like swimming in like figures and like photography stuff. So there's like
Quite the collection going there, dude.
yeah, it's like it's sort of it's expanded a lot because I've been doing some photography for different like small stores and stuff. So you get product either sent to you and then you take pictures and keep it, and which is great. But yeah, I got a lot of stuff. But Lego wise, I did buy something which I haven't bought in a long time, which is the X-Wing.
Ah,
Very nice.
Which this is great. And I know, you know, this is old news or whatever, but I was really pleased, like for the price and everything. I thought it was like a really great set. So yeah, other than that, just doing that and then trying to get back into some drawing and artwork and stuff. So that's it, man.
Good deal. And tell people where they can see your Lego photography or your action figure photography online, because it's amazing.
Well, until I did absolutely nothing wrong and was shadow banned on Instagram.
You're welcome.
Oh, were you?
Oh yeah, it's very common now. In Instagram is like shadow banned probably 60% of the photographers in our group. So yeah, it's they're really trying hard to be TikTok. And basically, if it's not like brand new content, brand new tags, video heavy, all this kind of stuff, video heavy, but don't use any copyright material because that'll get you kicked off entirely. But you said, hey, but I shot that. No, you didn't. But I did. No, you didn't. But so
Wow.
yeah, they're kind of like the world's biggest losers. So anyway,
So
but
wait,
you can't.
you say copyrighted material. What do you mean? Like a picture of it thinks you copied somebody else's picture, or you're using a logo you shouldn't?
Picture, music, anything. Like their algorithm right now is sniffing out anything, and there's no recourse. There's no nothing. It's just you're shadow banned, and then you try to go to them and say, "Hey, how come none of my tags work?" Or, "Hey, how come unless you have me tagged as a friend and want to see my tags, no one's showing up?" And they give you the very comprehensive answer of and then when they've probably been called on that, saying no, you're banning me. They're like, no, we're prioritizing based on content. So yeah, it's kind of crappy. It kind of smells a lot like when Flickr started getting weird back in the day, and they just started being like Ward Cleaver and trying to tell everyone what's best. It kind of smells like that with them right now. So, but if you did want to search me out, I'm at Tora Nerd, has all my stuff, and I'm also at Tora Bricks, which I don't post as much to. I'm trying to post more, but I will be, because as Dana probably knows, the Crazy Bricks mouse guard.
yes, they're shipping.
To ship, so that's fun.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And you draw some of the mouse guard stuff too, right?
I have in the past. Yeah. And it's and I might get more into that. I've been trying to sort of draw more like human figure lately, and trying a couple sort of like different techniques and stuff like that, which is great. Trying to keep up with a certain youth pastor I know who's drawing some really fun Calvin-esque stuff. So
yeah, he ain't done that in a while.
Well, he should do it more because he's quite good at it.
Well, that's very kind, but yes, he needs to do it quite a lot more. So
Well, that probably means because he's not sitting in meetings. That's probably the only reason why.
well, he draws a lot in meetings, but that's on like notebook paper and in notepads and everything. But he's actually he does practice little things. But yeah, I need to get back to drawing. So
Or what?
The question is, go ahead, Gil.
All right, so what would be a good investment? And I do this too when I doodle, like when I'm at work, and then take it get yourself one of these. So it's a USB powered light tab. What used to be a
Oh,
giant
crap.
table
I thought that was a
it
cutting board.
is now, well, yeah. Yeah, get yourself a cutting board and cut up some. Yeah, no, but these things are great because all the doodles that you do, it's so much easier to transfer them onto like cardstock or something, combine them, do all that kind of stuff. So, and those things are like $30 now. So
Yeah, I think I have one of those ADHD. Oh, let me buy all the things so I can get into get into drawing. I got me a light pad like that. Or I got it for a gift. I think Mel got it for me for Christmas or a birthday, and it's sitting in a bin with my other art stuff right over there.
So,
Yeah.
Chris, when you're drawing, do you stick your tongue out of the corner of your mouth as you're
I
drawing?
do. I really
Good.
do.
Good.
I do that all the time for just about everything. I really do. So, anyway, all right. So let's see. Dana left. All right. So we're not going to Dana.
What?
Dana, there he is.
You're not
What are
my
you doing,
supervisor. All right. So what have I got going on? I
Well,
wasn't
you
prepared.
did your week, your whatever AFL life of the week thing.
Yeah,
today.
but that was like bringing 2 weeks together, so it was easier. So I have to think about what did I not tell you guys, or what did I tell you? So I'm just going to go with today. I stopped at the Lego store. I had to get some 2x4 bricks. I should not use white. That's horrible on the screen. I won't use black because that's equally horrible on the screen. So I actually sat there and Matthew and I have done this together before, where I smash all the pieces together so that I can fit them nicely in the cup to get the maximum effort of the cup. So because I have burned through pretty much almost all of my 2x4 bricks by doing Mills plates for 18 Moonbase plates that are down in the basement that I will get ready to see and show probably tomorrow or Saturday as I'm working on stuff. And then I realized today when I was downstairs, well, let me finish first. So because I was there long enough doing all this, there was actually 2 more cups of parts so that I could add 1 CMF, 1 bag of clearance dots so that I could get the $85 GWP. But I also got the VIP bag, which I think this has become my new addiction, is getting VIP parts bags. I don't know. We'll see. But so I think I'm now up to 10 or 12. Let's see that CMF Flex. Well, no, I did have a better Flex because I had them on the little plate, but that's because, we've got the ships, and I think I shared these earlier in the week. But I don't know if I think I shared the Rover, but now I shared the Rover again today. I added the 3L bars to give the little red wheels hubs, which I thought was fun. So
You hold that closer. I can't see it. There it is. All right.
I walked right into that.
Yeah, you did. That was way too easy, and you did that way too.
That was utterly ridiculous, is what I'm gonna say. Utterly ridiculous. Just throwing that out there.
See, Chris, that's a joke.
That's a joke. Hey, he got that. Well, he got Otter Space from me. Anyway,
I
go
did
ahead.
get Otter Space from you, and I will give you the credit you don't deserve when I use it. But I did go downstairs in the basement today, and I was trying to figure out, because I've got 18 Moonbase plates that I'm going to coordinate with the rest of the lug to do for Atlanta BrickCon. And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, you know what? Worst case scenario, I set my stuff up on one side of the Moonbase and have 3 corridors that people can connect to, and then they can figure out how it's all going to fit together if it reaches that point. But then I realized, I need 2 more hubs and 4 more corridors. So here I am diving into inventory to build more, because I wasn't building any more Moonbase, as Chris pointed out. And then I have now, since in the last 3 weeks, will have added 4 more Moonbase plates to my already Moonbase plates. So
It's going to be Dana and the Moonbase, backup singers. Is that what you're saying?
It will be something like that. I'm sure there's other things that I'm forgetting. I'm just so confused because we're just getting ready for Atlanta BrickCon, and we have a lug meeting this weekend. I'm passing off responsibilities. It's going to be fantastic. I'm all oh, we got Lugbug. Can we talk about that? We'll talk about that later.
Well, that's part of our show today. We'll talk about
our show today. We'll talk about Lugbug. So
wait,
space.
All right, so we'll start off the conversation tonight with, and we've talked about it a little bit, the death of Dots. What is y'all's thought about the death of Dots? Will that harm us from getting the colors we want, like Jeff pointed out a little bit, or whatever? What do y'all think about the death? Lego said it was not sustainable. They needed to focus and synergize, and all the words that they used in their announcements. I can't remember all of it. I could pull it up, but I'm not going to. What do you guys think about the decision?
What are dots?
I can sum it up like this: the little girls are not buying it. Oh well, okay, we have to do away with it.
Yeah,
it probably sold really well in the first few years as we were going into COVID, and it's artwork, like it's little art projects for kids. The bracelets were pretty cool for kids that wanted to wear them and stuff. But how many bracelets can you release before it's like, oh yeah, I already have bracelets, right? And stuff like that. So, I mean,
I don't know, like how many hats can you wear?
Jeff Van Winnen probably has never worn bracelets before, so he's probably not a good judge of character.
I have. Well, okay, sorry. I bought a package of the Black Dots bracelet to put on my wrist, and it cut circulation off because it was too tight. So, one more dot, Lego. One more.
Feel your pain, brother.
One more section of length there, and it would have been perfect for adults too.
Which Lego blue did your hand turn?
Oh, I can't remember. Multiple
Sand
shades.
blue. It about fell off.
Almost dark purple, but then I realized it doesn't come in that color, so no.
The only thing I can tell you is those bracelets, when I was a kid, they were a lot easier to eat the candies. Those candies are hard, man.
This is true.
Hard.
Broke
And
crown
passing
on
them
it.
out the other end, oh man, it's like pooping a chainsaw. Let me tell you. That's it.
So, I mean, obviously, I've got a pack of dots here. That's the one you bought on clearance. I don't know. What was the Lego clearance price on that? I think I got this for $2 at Target.
$3.19. You got a better deal than I did.
I got a better deal than you did. Yeah, Target was
However,
blowing these
this.
out.
I did this because I spent that extra $1.19.
And I will say my Target, I sent a picture to some of you guys at my Target. There was like literally 100 packs of the last year's mid replacement dot pack at that Target that nobody cared about and everything.
Yeah.
Do you think part of it is they made too much product? Would it have survived if they would have backed down?
I am really surprised that Dots made it past the first release. I mean, I was amazed. I thought it was going to be a one and done kind of thing. Like, this is kitschy, let's do it. And then that was going to be it. The fact that it's actually made it 3 years for him to retire it is actually impressive.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I thought it was going to be like a 6 months, 1 year thing.
I think Hinkle's going to come out of retirement and save it like he saved Ninjago.
Let's hope so. Yeah, I haven't talked to Hinkle in forever. He moved his show to like late Friday, and I'm not watching the internet late Friday. I'm actually sleeping. But
Yes, I know you don't watch internet late on Friday.
No, I never see your show. I'm not looking at the internet.
Wait, he has a
There's
show?
nothing on the internet late Friday.
That's true. That's true. You need to find a better time slot.
That's why I chose today. That's why I chose. I'm thinking I'm going to switch to Thursdays.
I got you. You get the lead in for our show. You have the show. But in being honest with you, I really don't, except for a few prints. This is what number 10, Series 7 extra.
No, my friend. It goes on to like Series 12 or 14, I believe.
Yeah, and I get that, but really, except for, there's just really not any like, oh, there's a roller skate in this one, but it's just parts, right? So I really don't think there was
happy ice cream.
There's no real reason, no real reason to get another pack except for a color. But there again, if I want 10 of these dots, I can get them on Bricks and Pieces a whole lot cheaper. So anyway, I just don't see the point. Some of the sets were great. Do you think that's going to be a failure in their efforts to bring more girls into the hobby or craft makers into the hobby, or were they really interested in the first place?
I think they're shifting to the art sets, or not the art sets, but the mosaic sets. What do we call the mosaics art sets? Since these are dots versus art, I don't know. I think the art sets are what are bringing them in more so than the bracelets, personally.
Were some of the first big dots or mosaics, were they called dots? Were they part of that series, or were they always art? Or
They've always been art.
They were art, yeah.
All right, I didn't know. I couldn't remember. But they have said that they're going to include more of that into friend sets, which we've seen that and everything. But I don't know, Matt. Are you freaking out a little bit because you've got a large amount of dots to get? Are you going to be able to get all of your dots?
No, I mean I'm basically down to 3 colors that I need, and the 3 colors that I need are all large quantity, and 2 of the 3 colors I need are on the bulk lug list. And guess what my 2 selections are going to be? Ding, 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 ding. So other than pale green, which is readily available on Shop at Home Bricks and Pieces, the biggest problem that I'm having is that you can only order 999 of a single color. So I have already placed 4 Bricks and Pieces because I need like 7,000 light green.
7,000. Try 22,000 lavender. Come on.
Lavender.
Yeah.
Fortunately,
that is one of my lock-ins for Lug Bulk.
Sadly, I already have like all the lavender ones I need because I found a Bricklink store that had them for like 1.8 cents a piece. So I am not sweating it.
And how many was that? And how many was that?
What's that?
The lavender. How many did you need for lavender?
I have the answer to that. Hang on. Let's click over
Let
on
me
the
pull up my
spreadsheet.
Golly, it's taken us 42 minutes to pull a spreadsheet.
I needed 1,000. I needed 1,170, and I had to order 1,000 from Lego, and I got 500 from a German store, Brick24. There you go.
I wish
Are you guys ordering this for parts, or is just going to be some Scrooge McDuck thing where you're just going to like be swimming in them? And what?
I'd pay to see that.
Matthew does have the flex on me for the mosaic because he's going 10 foot by, was it 10 by 6?
6.5.
Yeah, and mine's only gonna be 10 by 5 or 5 by 10. So he's gonna have me
tiny.
So minuscule.
Well, I will say that I'm now at, so it's going to be 6.5 feet tall, and I'm at 4 feet, and I've got another 2 feet to build, and holding it together by Technic pins, it's very bendy. It is very bendy. Like I went to pick it up, and the whole thing like flexed, and I'm like, it's gonna need some stabilization pretty quick. I thought I could just lean up against the wall. What's that?
I told you to order zip ties.
I will, but this is just like a
different conversation.
Can't you, like, if you put plates behind it to hold them together too, that will help a bit.
It helps, but my experience with when you get to that size, the flexibility of the tiles are still pretty big. That those plates that you put on the back, they just pop right off.
Okay.
That you've got to go zip ties.
Boys.
Was that
you're headed out, man? Good to see you, buddy.
You too, guys.
We'll see you Saturday.
See you all Saturday. Finger good.
So I know you guys are arguing over whose is bigger, and I was just while you were doing that, I was about to say, but mine will be done first, and then realized that that's probably not what you want to say when you're arguing about. Yeah,
it's
premature. Premature, I believe, is the word we're looking for.
Sure. Mine will be at Atlanta Brick.
Bendy.
Very bendy.
I mean,
that makes me think of Jane when they drugged him, and he's like, "It's all bendy and it falls apart."
You know, it's making me think of is when the doctor is testing Homer for his body fat content, and he slaps it to see how long it takes to stop it from, and it just doesn't stop.
I usually think about, so Doc, you got the whole fist in there, or
Moon River,
Moon River?
Were you in prison? You ever served Surf time dots. Yeah. That was funny when we were 18 watching that movie. It's not funny when you're 52 and you're living it. So
Yeah, but supposedly they don't do that test anymore.
yeah. Mark, you're muted, by the way.
Sorry, I got Small Paul over here doing his thing. So it's a blood test now. So there's none of that snap.
Yes, that's
No,
true. Or you get to
No,
poop in the
there
box
is-
and send it in the mail. That was the best one. So here you go to the postman. I love you, brother. Take that.
well, just so you know, for any of you lucky guys out there who've got a family history, they do it old school.
No, that's just that free health care for you. Snap that glove.
Yeah.
It's the perk for the doctors, I guess.
Although I think
Yeah.
Matthew mentioned to me that where you don't have to necessarily have that test anymore, but you still have to get a colonoscopy so they can check for polyps. So
Right.
there's that.
All I know is that up here, it's like the Tauntauns died and they gotta stick it right in there. That's all I'm telling you.
You're right back in junior high again, right, Gil?
That's right.
It's not the scope, it's the prep.
No, I'm really glad I can add a lot to this conversation about the product that we all love.
That's right.
Quality content. Quality content.
Quality content for all 22 that are viewing at the moment. So
Hey! You be nice to those 22. They love.
I appreciate it. And if you are watching, give a like or please no dislikes for the past conversation. So by the way, my dad actually one day they did the scope through the back door and the scope through the endoscopy. And when he was passing out, he goes, "All right, doc, don't shake hands while you're in there." As he was fading out.
Don't try to pass on the left. That's all I'm saying.
I see a light in the tunnel.
There's a different joke that's going on in my head that I'm leaving there.
Thank you very much.
I'm sure Nick is probably right there with me on where that.
I have no idea what that means. Hey, we've dropped 3 viewers, so let's move on.
Oh crap!
That was actually a good comment. All right, so I have it on good authority, and I'm not going to say where I have this authority from, but I have it on good authority that the list that we listed as Titan is going to be. Then that's the list of sets and numbers that was on Falcon 1414 fan listed as Titan will be a new theme called Dreams that we've heard a little bit about. And I can't remember. We read the little description of Dreams where it's 2 kids floating through dreams. Y'all remember what that quote was? The description?
Well, no, but all I remember was Mark pointing out was Lego has just announced their newest failed theme.
Yes.
I mean, the clearance aisles everywhere.
Yeah.
They'll be sitting there with the dots gathering dust. So
That mean, though, man. The only thing I can think of is like the heroin tent from the Fleetwood Mac concerts. Like that's weird, man.
So we have been wondering what Lego always has their own in-house theme that they've pumped out, and many of them, unfortunately, good or bad, seem not to go the way of Ninjago. So the new Dreams and some of the sets names that we understand is Carrot, is Green, is Cage, is Balloon, is Dark Violet, is Red. Red. There's Flower. There's Space. There's World and Shark Ship. So you don't need to change any wording there to know what that's going to be. So
Dana's going to buy up all the Carrot. I mean, they've got him at Carrot. It's orange. He's going to buy it. So right there, that's a set that's already sold.
That's true. I would love for you in your garden thing that you're making. All of a sudden, a mutant. There's a spill and a mutant carrot pops out of one of the domes. That would be great. But anyway, so what do you think? I guess our thoughts are it's going direct to clearance. Although I said that about Ninjago and was wrong. So
It sounds a little like the Time Twisters thing, almost, right?
Exactly. Time twisters, time travelers, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
mean, those
I mean,
are code
I-
names, right? Like for the sets, they might
think
not,
so.
they might have orange in them for that particular
Yeah.
set. So maybe it's a carrot. But I mean, to me, this is a great, and I said this before, this is a great way for Lego to go to different themes and do one-off sets. Hey, we can do an Mtron space ship,
Yeah.
and people will buy that. We can do a little castle here, and it doesn't go against all the all the deals we have with other castles or other Lord of the Rings or whatever, Harry Potter. So I mean, I see it as kind of a time twisters, but at the same time it just gives them more flexibility.
I pray that you are correct. And I'm not a religious individual, but I pray that you are correct because that would be awesome. However, the marketing department at Lego, which I think I've been put on record as saying the root of all evil, they don't necessarily always think that way. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
I need
or
to
like
find
you're
that description
saying-
he's talking about going through purple magic chimpanzee. Anyway.
There was
Or
something about
you're
mushrooms.
saying about like it's like those idea books where like the two minifigures like dreamt their way through the different themes, right? Or whatever.
But that was cool. I mean, but that was
Yeah.
back in the day when you had 3 themes and you went back and forth, and that was a big deal for us. So, anyway, I can't find that description, but yeah, it was like they eat purple mushrooms and go through something, and there has to be something with monkey poop, I think. So come on, Brom.
evidently
Brom,
the
don't do
Danes.
this.
I'm trying to.
Oh,
So-
Brom.
I would
So maybe
offer
the-
this counterpoint, which is we haven't seen any pictures. So I mean, I don't know how to judge a series based on code names for sets. I mean, they could be fantastic. I mean, I think about
Hey.
Would
This sort of logical thinking that you're doing is not good for streaming content.
Come on, man.
right.
What didn't you know our
I'm
market?
going to offer an extreme opinion, which is it's going to be the best series of all time, and you're all going to live to regret. You're going to want to delete this recording because it's going to be fantastic. Is that extreme enough?
Finally, you're back on track.
Okay.
It looks like
I mean, I
It
would
looks
point
like you're
out
talking
that
to your dad.
when Monkey Kid was announced, I was like, I ended up buying a whole bunch of Monkey Kid sets because the rabbit was awesome. The sushi tank was awesome. The rocket ship was awesome. And so, I mean, even things where the very name of the theme might not sound terribly exciting to me, it all depends on the builds. I mean, there's some good stuff in Monkey Kid, and I'm glad they came out with it. There were some really fun items. And then what was the other one with the screen where you did
Side.
stuff on the phone?
Hidden side.
Hidden Side.
They had some
I was
really
so-
great sets. They just,
Yes.
again, marketing screwed it up.
So bad.
Yeah. I mean, I think Mr. Flea directly above me ended up buying a good number of them for his offspring. So, I mean, you just don't know until you see the set design. And the one thing I'll say is that if it's an internal Lego theme, and so it's not timed to a movie, it's not timed to a TV show, is they have the luxury of a longer ramp, a longer runway to design the things. I mean, you can tell, for example, when Ninjago City came out, you could tell they had months, if not years, to design that Ninjago City set. And it was fantastic. And they even showed you in the instruction booklet how they went through 3 or 4 different draft versions of Ninjago City before they got to the final result. And that extra time, it resulted in a better product. So I am not going to dismiss anything out of hand until I see the builds. I mean, maybe the builds will be fantastic. Maybe they'll be boring. I don't know.
Well, maybe the builds will be fantastic, and maybe it will be the next failed theme.
It's possible.
That's the way. Honestly, that's the way. Hidden
The
side.
thing is, Hidden Side had really interesting, fun sets. It still failed.
Mhm.
Video had some interesting minifigures, and the sets were kind of fun and neat, and it still failed. So it's like, it's one of those
Just-
things that, like,
Every single Lego.
I guess my definition of failure is it's not a failure if I spent money on it.
That is if it's in Matt's house, it's not a failure. So
Well,
It's not a failure.
My other
It's
concern.
it's just a limited edition series.
Well, but here's the weird thing about these themes and when they come and when they go and how they fail or whether they don't or not is that if I'm not mistaken, and Matthew, you can correct me because you knew this, is that don't they normally give these sets or these series like 3 years? And that, I mean, because Ninjago was supposed to only go 3 years, and now they just celebrated their 10th anniversary last year.
That's because Kevin Hinkle revived it. So
Right. So, short of us having an evangelist who will go back and resurrect a series, most likely whatever this series is, it will get at least 3 years or 2.5, which is what it did to Hidden Side and to Nexonites. So,
yeah.
But
Video. Sorry.
But I also think too, there's something that Lego is missing out on, and it's like kind of a basic toy premise, and it's a real sweet spot to hit. That's hard, and particularly for Lego. Like with Lego sets, I find they're doing sort of like one of two things. They're either going for replication of real life things like city sets, the friend sets and all that kind of thing, right? Or they're going for a narrative, right? And the narrative can either be something they purchased, like a franchise thing, like Star Wars and whatever, or it can be an in-house thing, like agents, like elves, like whatever. But the thing is that when they come out with stuff where the narrative is not enough to gel the product to an idea, to gel the product to a kid. Some kids just build to build, some kids build for the parts, but a lot of kids still treat it like a traditional toy where they build it for storytelling themselves. So if there's not enough of some very loose narrative, it doesn't have to be the expansive world, but something to hang on to, it's harder for it to succeed, right? On the other hand, if it's a sweet spot, because you can't go too deep. If you try to make it too complex, kids get bored. So it's got to be that right balance. And that's just basic toy marketing. That's not Lego. That's everything, right? That it's got to be done that way. So, and that's what I find that this current environment in Lego marketing right now, they're kind of missing that. Like they need someone in there who's got that magic. And I just don't think that they have it at the moment.
well, either that or it's, I mean, because you're basically describing that you would assume that Lego, having done this for literally 90 years, give or take, that would know the formula for how this works, but yet they still keep doing the same failures every 4 or 5 years because they get in some new crack shot of MBAs who think, oh, this is what we're going to do. And then here we go again. Because, they were doing the right thing for years. And then they thought, well, we should change this. And then they got into trouble. And then they had to buy licensed themes. And now we are always on licensed themes. And the in-house products come and go because they're not going to do what the licensed themes have done.
Right.
And, I think as adults and AFOLs, we've been, trying to hearken them back to Legoland.
Yeah.
Space, castle, pirates.
Yeah.
Give us the good stuff. And we're getting bits and pieces, but I don't think they're not, kids don't play the way that we played. No. And so that's probably also part of the problem too. So,
well, and they said all the classic themes are in 3 and 1, and we had a smattering of that, but then there's none of that in the current catalog. There's not a castle, space, there's town, but kids are really enjoying building characters or animals and stuff like that. It seems like animals have a big focus this year in the 3 and 1s and stuff too. So that's okay. Ultimately Lego's a kid's toy and what the kids play with. But I was thinking about it, the Hidden Side thing. Small Paul played like you said, one of the 6 kids that actually played the Hidden Side app and all that kind of stuff. But there's a level of investment. It's like, oh, I'm going to build my set. You assume the kid's not going to modify the set, which a lot of kids do, or that they're going to put their set down and play with the phone at it. They're not. The average kid, I don't think is going to do that. There's a whole lot of investment into the extra, whereas the play should be in the physical bricks. So who knows? Yeah. Maybe I don't know if this Dreams has a we won't know if it has a digital aspect or not. I'm guessing Lego's not going to do it because they've invested in that and they've gotten that handed to them. I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to offer a completely different perspective, which is
go ahead.
Dana, I think, said like they should know what they're doing after 90 years. And I'm going to argue that they know that they don't know what they're doing. And so they have branded themes where they know Star Wars and Harry Potter will sell brick. And Harry and Potter and Star Wars are doing that, and they're paying them a fee. And that stuff's going to go out the door. And then they have their own stuff. And they don't really know which things are going to sell and which things aren't. But their job is to package bricks in a way that people will walk up and buy them. And they are literally throwing themes at the wall and seeing what sticks. And you know what? Their markup is so big that even if they have stuff that flops and it goes on clearance, they're still clearing $1 billion a year on margin. They have the luxury of literally tossing themes at the wall and seeing if something becomes the next Ninjago or it doesn't. But even our failed themes, I don't think they're losing money on those things. I think at worst they're like breaking even. So why not just green light stuff?
But I also think too that Lego's in a very unique position. Like, let's say you have, G.I. Joe, whatever, take your pick, right? They try something entirely new. They pay for it. They get the tooling done. They do all this stuff. It's a big flop. It's basically wasted money, right? But with Lego, outside of investing in maybe one or two molds, maybe not, maybe one or two colors, maybe not, that expense is not part of the equation because they can use it for everything else. So I think they have more freedom to fail, right? Because their investment in that particular theme is not as do or die as it is with everything else.
Do you think their investment though in the technology and in the deal with like Universal, you think that really bit them in the butt because that's not recoupable monies per se? You know what I'm saying? I mean, did it? Or I don't know. I don't know what the financials would be, but
yeah, I don't squat about that kind of stuff like that ancillary business. To me, it seems like a recipe for like, shoving money inside the tauntaun and forgetting about it. But I mean, I don't know.
Let's see. We've got some comments here. Ninjago, yeah. That's cool. But the Friends line, it was a risk. They threw it out there, the spaghetti on the wall, and it stuck, right? So, and that had really good marketing behind it. They plunged into that, so that one's sticking around.
And that's actually a really good example too, because they do have some media in that to support that, which was enough. And then at the same time too, the narrative of the sets themselves, they're just enough. They're just enough to point you in the right direction, right, on what to do, or for kids who maybe aren't as imaginative as some other kids, or maybe some kids that just respond more to it. So that hit the spot and was nice to see. It was a good piece of marketing. It was a good piece of toy design. So.
Well,
Okay,
and they also put brick. They also made the build experience for Friends, and they still do make it far superior than what is the town, city, whatever now to me. So
yeah.
And I think that, luckily and I wish Meredith was here on this one, because luckily that Friends got the longevity that it needed to gain momentum. Because if you look at a lot of the Friends fans, they're it's doing a generation thing. It's moms who come back to Lego, who remembered Belleville and Scalia, got their daughters involved in it, and now we're seeing more and more female AFOLs than there were before. And I think that's just going to keep progressing. I think we were joking about that, in 20 years, Natalie and her friends are going to be old pink bricks because they're going to be reliving the nostalgia of the Friends when it came out when they were kids. I think that's a huge thing. So
And the other the huge advantage that Friends has is that it allows dads a way to connect and play with their daughters,
Yep.
and that's tough. Like that's a really slim product line, amount of products that will allow you to do that. I can tell you. So yeah, they hit gold there.
Yeah. Now, was your daughter into it? Did she get into the early days? Was she young enough when Friends came out that it was a thing?
To tell you the truth, she was never like Lego was never really her thing. Like, I mean, I tried and tried and tried. She
You didn't
enjoys
take her out
spending
in the middle of the
time.
woods and leave her for the wolves.
I know. Oh man, I tried. My God, like, but I mean, she as a kid, she like Duplo, but when it came to like the sets later on, she liked just the two of us doing stuff together, but she would never do it on her own. So yeah, so she's not a good test model for that.
I got you.
I would also come back to when we were talking about which Lego series have been a quote unquote success. I would make a distinction between well-designed sets and sets that sold well. I would argue Elves was a success. They had great colors, great parts. Those sets now go for a lot of money on the secondary market.
Yep.
And it may be that they didn't sell a ton of parts, but it could be that there are kids that started building Elves that stayed in the hobby, and for them, they might not have nostalgia about Elves. So while Friends obviously was given a longer ramp or runway to take off, I think Elves wasn't given that, but it's in retrospect, I think people look back at it as a pretty great series, a pretty great set. And me, I'm like the one person that loved Galaxy Squad in all of North America, and I bought every set and I thought it was fantastic and I loved it, and I would have loved Galaxy Squad to go on for 2 more years, but it didn't. I consider it a successful series artistically. Like, I enjoyed the builds. I enjoyed putting the stuff together. I'm sad that it was, other people didn't like it, but I don't consider it a failure. It made me, it gave me like a version of space that I enjoyed. And so I happily bought them all and played with them all. So, when we talk about success or failure, there can be sets that don't go past the 2-3 year window, but they may actually jazz people about the hobby itself, and that's hard to quantify.
And what's interesting is that, and because you're right about quantifying whether it's a success or a failure, and the question is who's making the determination of whether that series was a success or a failure. For all we know, Galaxy Squad may have been listed as a one and done, and that's what they did.
It got 2 years, I believe. And so it didn't get 3, it went to 2, I think.
I'm pretty sure it was only 1 because it didn't have enough sets to quantify as being 2.
Oh, I'm going to look it up now.
Oh dear.
It would have been like a spring and a fall release, and I think that was it. But just the number of people who on this stream, and granted, there's 21 of us plus the 6 of us, so 27 of us. There's at least half of the people in here who said, hey, whoa, I was a Galaxy Squad fan. Again, it's a question of who was buying it, did they sell it, what was marketing's plan, and they just let it go. I mean, when I came out of my dark ages was when Galaxy Squad was out, and I bought them all up, and I was sad that I missed a bunch of them going on clearance because it was happening right as I was coming in out of my dark age. I mean, they were great sets. They were fun.
But also kind of connected to that point, like you said, what the predetermined plan was. When it comes to that theme and like Space Police, 3?
Yeah.
It all depends too what is hitting the shelves at the same time. If you've got 2 or 3 different Star Wars streams that are hitting the shelves at the same time, are they really going to want to put another space theme on there, right? Mm-hmm. So who knows what the macro plan for that is too.
And I think that was around the time when the prequels were being announced.
Yeah.
So there's probably some longevity to that where they probably had it in the pipe to do at least, maybe a couple years. And then Lucasfilm came in, oh, by the way, we're launching a Star Wars. And they're like, oh, well, there goes our space theme.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I'm just going through the years. Galaxy Squad was 2013, and then that was it.
And I mean prequels. I meant the trilogy, the third arc, whatever you want to call it.
The sequels.
The sequel trilogy.
Sequels or whatever it's called.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, that was one of the last space themes for a long time, actually. Galaxy Squad was that. I think the problem with Galaxy Squad is it tend to be more ground vehicles and not enough spaceships for me. But Jake enjoyed it. It was popular around the house. So
you know what? I think that is very biased towards your non-Rover loving heart. So I'm just going to say that.
I'm not even
Rover
clicking
hater.
Rover just because of that. So
because there was plenty of equal. I think that for me, what killed that theme and hurt that theme is it was too relying heavily on the bugs.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was the bugs. If they had just done spaceships and explorers and not done the whole bug thing, would have been even better.
But
Which
there
is like
again,
Mars
Lego
and
knows you got to have
the
story.
issue,
They want
yeah.
conflict. So,
Well,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Gil. What were you saying?
Hmm?
What were you saying, Gil? I talked over you. I'm sorry.
No, like me, but they do, like, Lego and other different sci-fi properties do this all the time. Like, they want to make them so visually different from one another. Like, so they'll do bugs or techno-organic or whatever, right? It's like they're afraid to just can't they just be bad guys in their own ships? Like, but I don't know, again, maybe that's just us being old, right? Because that's what we grew up with, and maybe kids like to have techno-organic and bugs. Who knows? So
I don't know, but we grew up where the line was the line. You really didn't have crossover figs. You may have had the bad guy in a jail cell in one set, but if you got the bad guy ship, it was just a bad guy. You didn't get a good guy with it, right? So
right.
So just throwing this out there, last April there was an announcement that Lego was partnering with Epic Games to do some metaverse design stuff, and I'm wondering if Dreams could be a digital platform type thing that maybe they're partnering with Epic to do, possibly. Because it's been about a year. I don't know. Like, I mean, software. I guess it really depends on how big the project is, but it could be that they've gone outside to a big developer to help get something like that started, right?
Right.
I think, and I'm going to confess my terrible dadness. In one of the long Fortnite diatribes that I've sat through for my son recently, as he's talking, he says, "Yeah, you remember the Epic Games and Lego thing?" And I tried to tune in for 2 sentences, and then I lost. But I think what I heard is there's going to be something. There's going to be a building mode in Fortnite, or something, and people will probably know where basically the entire Lego catalog is available. So it is basically going to be a virtual Lego, building experience through Epic Games and Unreal Engine and things like that. Now, how that translates to real bricks, I don't know, but I think that is maybe the odor of what's coming off of that deal. I think. Now that would be cool if they then, we always thought it would have been cool if they really had implemented the deal where you could build virtually by your bricks, and other people could too. Back in the day of Lego Factory, what was it called? It was a build it yourself. What was Designed by Me? Remember that, where you use like a digital designer and you could build your own thing, and then you could buy it, and that was actually a pretty cool thing. But I don't think they knew how to market that well. So, Dana, you have a puzzled look. What is?
I have 3 1x4 light bluish gray bricks. That's it.
In your entire collection?
In my entire free inventory that isn't built into something. This is not a good thing.
Good luck trying to find a
that's
2x4 brick
an old
in my.
gray, so.
Well, 2x4 bricks I got.
Yeah, I'm saying in my
2x4
collection, most of my 2x4s are a mountain of misery. So
Yeah, no, I don't know how I let this happen. This might be another brick bulk look piece.
I might be able to trade you. I need some more dots. What dots do you have?
I gave you the dots that you needed that I had.
No, you gave me the dots that you had extra. I need the dots that you don't want to part with.
Hey, I've got a question for you guys who are still sort of active on the secondary market stuff.
Sure.
Do people still buy old gray And
Yeah,
is it still
actually-
worth like a fortune?
Yeah, actually, it's I think it's gone up in value quite a bit because it's hard.
Yeah, 'cause it's harder to get.
It's becoming harder and harder to find, so people are hoarding it.
When I
Yeah,
built my
'cause-
castle, I was buying old gray like crazy.
Because I just like I showed you, I panned around here. I'm running out of space, and I start looking at the old gray. I'm like, because I've never like. I mean, I haven't been building much lately, but when I do, it's so frustrating that for me, like you go to build and like, oh, I want to build this new I can't build that new technique because the part doesn't exist.
Yeah.
So it's like there's part of me thinking maybe I should just sell all the old gray, and yeah.
You'd probably do well with. I mean, you'd probably do well, but I mean, again, make sure that you have all the sets that you want built before you sell it.
Yeah, I don't really go back and keep old sets. Like I don't like. I think the only thing I would keep be stuff like like classic, like classic parts, right? Like.
I literally have 2 large tubs of old gray that I specifically keep up in the top out of the way because I don't go to it very often. But when I need it, I know I've got it because it's there. But yeah, I probably could sell a bunch of. I mean, I probably have a buttload of those castle wall pieces with the holes for the windows. I could probably sell that to the Ericssons and retire.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know that those ones go for a lot. I'll be honest with you.
I don't know.
They're pretty common, but just the regular brick.
I don't think.
for,
you know
uh,
I was going to make a bet how long it would take for Intense to make some sort of comment. So
he's like, ah!
His ears were tingling when you said old castle part.
I made those. I actually had a sealed bag of 50 2x4 old gray bricks from like 2002 that I'd gotten.
Oh yeah.
From one of the stores. In fact, I found 100 white tiles in a sealed bag from 2002 just the other day. It's old white, not new white. But anyway, but yeah,
Southern white.
Yeah, that's right. But as white as Colonel Sanders' goatee. But anyway, those old gray bricks, they, I printed them up and gave them away and stuff like that. But people are like, dude, this is really old gray. Because it's becoming, it'll be 20 years since that change has been made in before long in the next couple of years. So it's becoming.
Well, Star Wars came out in 2002, right?
Star Wars?
1999.
Star Wars 1999. My bad.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe. So what year was it that Old Gray died? Was it 2002?
2005.
2005. 2005. Okay. So
yes, because my Star Destroyer is in old gray, and basically every other Star Wars ship that I have after that is in the new gray.
Yeah. I can remember. I still remember the day Joe Mino posted pictures of that mini Sith infiltrator, and he's like, "There's something wrong with the gray," and it broke the dial-up internet back in that day. So.
The 7 servers at CompuServe nearly melted down.
You mean your mom told you to get off the phone because she needed to make a phone call?
Yeah. But and Dana, you and we in just private conversation, you made a little snide comment about that. It was funny that we were still hurt about that. It was it 2003 they switched? I thought it was a little later than that. The complete
that would make this year this year's the anniversary.
Then it is 20 years, but. I mean, it was a big deal because, like, Mark and I were, even at that point, and Gil, we were already, and Jeff, we were already 25, 30 years into collecting Lego, and we had that color gray, and there was no announcements. Just like Lego put it out in a set and didn't think that would be a big deal, and then it was. It was. All 200 of us on Lugnet were screaming at Denmark, going, "We don't care." Anyway, so
we need an anniversary celebration T-shirt, Dana. Can you whip one up, like celebrating new gray, like new metal?
I would say that's like more of a Sandlin thing, but yeah.
Like the Ericsson, the Nexo Knight Shield. We need that with like new gray. Like, thank heavens for new gray. 20 years. 20 years of not looking dingy.
We would actually have to write it out with medium stone gray.
Medium stone. Gray.
Just to make the teeth gnashing even worse.
What? Even now, I can be honest and say it is ridiculous that medium stone gray is the name that is for the common gray, and light gray is the old gray. Just say old gray and then call it light gray. You know,
I don't know what on earth the Danes do for color theory in general, but so as you guys have seen, I did the browns, right? So
brick yellow.
The old brown that we call brown,
Yeah.
Lego's official color is earth orange.
Yes.
This is
Earth
earth
orange.
orange.
That's not accurate, Dana.
Oh, but it
There
is.
there is an earth orange that's an orangey tan,
But
and I have
this
one
is the
piece.
color. These pieces are listed on there on as brick orange. It's nuts. It's nuts. Yeah, the color names, the fact that green, what we call dark green is earth green, and what we have been calling green since the 70s is actually called dark green. Go figure.
Let's not even go into the nougat names.
Oh, exactly.
Oh, Jake was arguing me with the nougats. I'm like, I need the nougat. He goes, Dad, that's light nougat. I'm like, I don't care. Just give me the dang piece. That's why.
And did you know that there's now a new nougat?
New nougat?
Yeah, what was it the other day? It's because we have dark nougat, light nougat. I think it's pale nougat. It's the new flesh tone for Hispanic-ish type color. I want to go ahead and say it's called pale nougat. Yeah, there's another nougat.
Oh, I thought the
The
name
only, I
actually
guess-
was New Nougat, which is great because you got old gray nougat and new gray nougat. So
But when it like comes to the Browns, though, you should describe it by what you had for dinner the night before. So there's like taco morning brown. There's asparagus brown. There's like that's some richness.
back to the colon thing, I guess. Anyway,
I want to
all
go
right.
back
So
to the Brick Bunny's comment, which is we need to have somebody go back and find that Lugnet thread about how disappointed everybody was 20 years and like find the best selections and have like top 10 comments from 20 years ago as
Dude, that's
people
not
did
hard.
their like rage quit over Lego. That would be amazing.
Oh, and I'm sorry. The new nougat is now medium nougat. So it's light nougat, medium nougat, dark nougat.
there's almost as many nougats as there are blues, which thank God that Lego calls blue. So
Yes.
because that
Well,
And then,
technically,
at least
of course,
that
there's Ed Nougat.
but technically, blue is actually bright blue.
I can't believe it. All right. So,
So the
for the,
other thing-
we've gone over our hour by far, but the last thing we were going to talk about really quick, it is lug bulk time. So some are in, some are out, all that kind of stuff. It's lug bulking time. In our lug, we've got till Saturday to get our list in. Is that correct?
Yep. And then the voting begins, and may the odds be ever in your favor. It's exciting. But you know what, though? I will say that I just in the chatter that we're seeing from people talking about this is that it's the tides are changing. It's no longer let's get all the weird, random, bizarre things that we're never going to use. It's plates, bricks, tiles,
dots.
Technic plates is probably going to be one of the big. What do you guys think? Should I just go ahead and wave my magic wand and say mosaic plates are automatically locked in without anybody having to vote on it?
Yep.
I think so.
I mean, it'll get in the second round of voting because there's at least 5 people who want them.
Right. Well, my thought is that I know that that's just going to be an automatic. So why not give more people the opportunity to have things come in? So yeah.
Well,
you
you
should
know,
do
the
the same
thing
thing
is,
with dark gray dots then.
Well, if that was the case, then all 5 colored dots I need would be getting it. Oh, I do have that.
No
power.
argument for me. It sounds like it's a club need.
And don't worry, Rich. foliage and masonry bricks will automatically already be in there, regardless of whether I want it to be there or not.
Yeah, that's true.
We
So
can't
if
get
you-
enough
that's-
of those two things.
That's right. So if you're not in a lug, you're listening here and everything. One of the benefits of being in a lug and a registered lug and everything is the program called Log Bulk. We can talk about it. We used to couldn't talk about it. Now you can talk about it. He's going to reveal the good pricing that we get to that Lego invests in the lugs that are doing their advertising for. Basically, I think that's the intent, to give qualified builders and lugs access to bricks to bulk up their collections, to build things for displays and everything. And they're investing in you to be an evangelist in their program, and you get a good deal. And yes, it's always fun to get those finishing bricks, but then you end up with 500 of those when you really need bulk bricks. And so we're figuring all that out.
Yeah. Tides are changing.
So
Tides are changing.
yeah, unless you want to get, minifigures. There's a certain minifigure you're planning on.
Yes.
You could just go buy those minifigs in a $75 set. I don't know why you need to get more of them.
That bounces between 50 and 100 depending on what time zone you're in, I think. So
Yeah, and all my orange spacemen are just itching to have somebody with a more reddish tint to them.
I will say that I do regret not getting 50 reddish orange spacemen when I got 25, because those things turned out to be more scarce. I have dealt those things way more than I ever guessed. So,
well, I think they still average at like $20 a piece on Bricklink or something crazy.
the orange guys,
Yeah.
I think so.
Which, I mean, I won't sell any of mine because that would be against the rules, but I've gifted them from time to time. So, but yeah.
What if you said, "Hey, I'll trade this spaceman for a $20 bill"?
I said I gifted. I didn't say I traded.
This is
Oh,
Earth
okay.
Orange, by the way.
No, I think that's Fabuland orange.
Yeah, well, okay. So if you look at Rebrickable as your color guide, it's the only one that says that brown is Earth Orange.
Well, actually, if you go to Brickset, it will show you that brown is Earth Orange.
Cat fight.
Put your glasses, everybody.
Fight.
Push
Slow
them
it
up.
down.
Push them up.
There's different. Yeah. Anyway, there's so many different ones, but
My point is that you would think that Brickset that is using Lego's color names, but now Bricklink is owned by Lego, and Bricklink still uses Bricklink colors, probably because it would probably cost too much to recode everything. It trust me, my head hurts when I think about it. So.
Well, plus the Lego colors make no sense, and the Bricklink ones are at least intuitive to 90% of the customers who are buying those.
Well, that's because the Bricklink colors are probably decided upon by people who primarily speak English throughout the world versus Danish.
Isn't that everybody?
Yes.
All right,
Oh,
everybody.
speaking
Well, we're going to start landing this plane. Thank y'all for being here tonight. Thank y'all for hanging out with us. This has been fun discussion and everything. For those who are Dots fans, we're sorry you're about to lose that theme for you. If you're looking forward to the Dreams sets, well, go for it. I hope they're amazing. I hope Matt is right and we're all wrong. And these are the best sets ever. With any sets, when they're on the clearance aisle, they're good sets for me. So that bulk up those bricks and everything. And if you're not in a lug and you're in an area where there is a lug, look into it. Most lugs I know have great people to hang out with. One of the basic ways to make a friend is, oh, hey, I'm not alone in this world because you do the thing that I do too. And it's a great way to make some connections there. Our lug is meeting on Saturday, and I'm looking forward to it. And because, yeah, there's benefits to that, but there's also benefits of doing this kind of stuff, hanging out with your friends. And so that's great. So be awesome and build awesome, everybody. Have a great night.